and a lot of them vanga sectional because dzanga dzadambuka and dzanga dzadambuka because vakadzi vavo had been doing some fuck shit. I promise you, I've seen niggas vachipenga
over
kumanya mshini over something like that. Boss nongwampindira pamwe akatopinda elika pamwe akatosaveka. Imagine pamwe akatopinda manu ne gambutra pamwe manu vanga vane uno muchigwaba dino wakadayo. No man wants to see that, bro.
Imagine that we know of SDA guys. The only thing that stops them from misbehaving is pork.
Yeah!
Chuncheka chavanochka paspana. Inguruwe. Sex before marriage, they're like, yalla.
Yalla, nyet.
Tell me, are any of you the deceased immediate family? I'm Cecil Hatch. I'm his brother. I'm Florence Collingwood.
Right? There's names that I've heard all my life when it comes to politics, names like Ibo Mandaza. You know, names that hold reverence in certain quarters. They don't hold reverence with me because I've grown up to know that these people go where NGO funding takes them. Because I don't know what it is about how that word sounds, but
someone's done it on your behalf.
Like it's something that's beneficial to you. That word cracks me up, bro. It's like, what do you mean? Let's find a better. Let's find a better word.
I did it for him.
Every time I hear it, I'm just like,
oh, so you're banging on the couch that you wouldn't beat me on. Man's like, how to bata zamu pa couch apa, but we can't even watch a movie on Netflix no bata kana mnyeto when it's not
you know, so kanataku yita, you know, I hope munweza indifurira chiti paite kandora ndizokushaye. Because I know you kana yangu ekundingirikina munokurumza ask Nelson.
Kana vana muna anoziya kandi Nero.
Because Nero mnozo ngomsiya makamsatsika.
Nero mnozo ngomsiya kurwa John Fontini.
Yo Emi Hunganai Timbo Sasa Pano Panika Nyaya Karkupisa. We just wanna talk about it Matitika. Welcome. Oh, you know what time it is. Send it to your friends so they also be a part of this. You cannot describe what you feel, huh? We're taking Zimbabwe to the world, huh? Yeah, this is Black and Forth. Welcome. This is Black and Forth.
Hey. Yeah, boy. Woo.
Do you know what?
We back.
Do you know what? I'm actually
God, right? I have to be at your best behavior. My drinks.
So much. We're back to regular settings.
Hey. Woo. Damn.
Every day to fresh air fresh na mudeni watu
no.
We can relax.
Stress, man. Even stressful. I mean, we love our guests, they're great.
But it's too much pressure.
But damn.
It's too much pressure.
Damn, man.
Hey, guys.
We're back.
Sorry. Welcome back. Welcome back, ladies and
hey! Shit!
Nah, but it's always like that, but nowhere. No questions. Machara bedroom.
What's that about my bed?
It's like, what? Vaenzani ngacha gay person bed on. Vaenzani ngacha gay.
Vangana mom's manatsi when it comes to that.
Let me tell you, as muno aimboita wait magumbeze. Vaenzi visiting was stressful. Because you're trying to negotiate with your blood. Wang,
please.
Just ceasefire. Ceasefire in a Gaza land. Chibomira. Chimboita. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's another episode of your favorite podcast, Black and Forth. I'm here. Mr. Chirisa is here. West End Chirisa.
We are within.
Listen, we'll get into it, but I told you guys beforehand, but yeah, this entire episode is about West End because I saw things. I thought this man was talented, but I saw things. I saw white people clapping on a Sunday. What? Yeah. We'll get into it. But welcome back.
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday afternoon, and he did it again that Sunday evening. 2 shows back to back.
This is what it is.
How you feeling, bro?
Yeah, good, man.
Yeah?
Good to be back in the easy on with my bro.
You know, there's also
No
certain
pressure.
things like there's also certain things that we couldn't get into because we had to focus on the guests.
guests.
You know, we missed quite a bit of current affairs.
And vayenzi vacho vanozoda kutora sugar on. It's
Like,
not just regular vayenzi.
And vayenzi vacho But hey,
We
big shout
regulate
out to our
Panama.
guest. Pro Beats was in the house. Big
Right.
shout out to
Dude.
international
No.
slick pastor.
Man like.
Big shout out to Nyasha Michelle, BBC Nyasha.
Yalla like.
It was incredible, man.
Nah, we had a slew of
Top tier
top
guests.
tier guests, man.
It
I
was-
mean, the first guest was coming past.
Yes.
So go
Well,
figure. No, it was confused.
No, it's
They
coming
come
past
past and then confused.
Yeah.
Look, but look at that
Our caliber of-
pedigree. Come
Yeah.
on.
That's
on.
incredible. I've seen quite a few people say, I'm going to be on this podcast. I don't know how, but it's good to
It's good. I like that. It's
ambition.
good that it's something to aim for.
Yeah. I don't know how,
guess.
but
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Good on you. Good on you. Hey.
jokes. But hey, man, just a quick, house Chakadaro catching up with, inventory and whatnot. Big shout out to everybody that's been leaving incredible comments. You guys enjoyed the Pro Beats episode.
Man. Yeah. It seemed like people really and Pro Beats. You heard the people. The people have spoken.
People have spoken.
Wangu.
Tipe,
And we
Alpha.
did that intentionally because
Yeah.
we knew the people are gonna be on your ass.
And that's what it is.
Please.
Lighting a fire. People, and it's such an incredible thing seeing the different vibe people got. It's not the same episode. The Pro Beats episode, because he's an artist, he's into music, they got to see the other side of him, his story and whatnot.
Yep.
And the episode with Nijo, people were inspired because that's really who he is.
Yeah,
He's
they
an
really-
inspirational
he
guy.
really
You
is.
speak to him one time and you walk away like,
Damn, I'm inspired.
I'm not serious. I'm not
Yeah,
serious.
he's that guy. He's that guy.
Like I'm like what am I doing? And the
100.
humility. I think the most consistent comment that I kept seeing is like he speaks so well, which kind of took offense.
Yeah, no, but honestly,
Partly because I'm like,
have you not heard this man
like-
speak?
like
This is the first time you've
it's
heard
that
him.
it's like ghetto youth and ghetto youth violence because they're like, hey, mafana veku ningirigini string along English words together.
Guys, not daily.
You know? And Nyasha was, I think, her story was incredible because first woman on the podcast,
Of course, yes.
guest,
Shout out.
so and she was sharing her story, the whole traveling, she was stunting on that British passport,
Paula.
incredible. So
Yeah, man.
thank you to all our guests, man, for bringing different vibes.
Yeah, and taking the time to even come, to get to Kubuda, figure Geza, and get
Yeah.
in your car to come up here.
Making time. It's
Yeah,
a,
man.
it
It means a lot.
the podcast needs an editor, guys.
Yeah.
The podcast needs an editor. We need a social media manager. We need a producer. These are things that we don't need all at the same time. Our
but
priority
as we
as we go. We're just
know.
letting you guys know on the back end. I
It would
know
be
you've
nice.
picked up on certain things. Like when you get these episodes, there are certain things like we don't even have time to put lower thirds.
you
This
check.
podcast is if you know, you know.
If you know,
don't
you
know,
and this
I
was
don't
raw.
know.
Eventually, like sometimes, like chapters. Or
Exactly.
I know this is something people have always
have
been
asked, and when we have
going on
time,
about.
you see there's episodes that have
There'll
chapters.
be chapters, but sometimes it's just
The truth is, we really don't have time to add
Yeah.
the frills and what
Mm.
of what in like what we are concerned with is consistently giving you guys the
Mm.
podcast. A good quality, good sounding, visible podcast.
Yes,
We
exactly.
put it out there, you guys enjoy.
You eat.
But if we had an editor, the podcast would be much better. It would be way better.
And it would
because
be bigger because
be
we'd
bigger.
would be able to constantly churn out on social media and stay like
my little clips,
All
my
of
shorts,
that
my
stuff.
shorts, my TikToks on time.
all of that.
You know, the little, even editing certain things like reference clips within the. Time, if we reference something here, we just assume you guys know what we're talking about.
Unfortunately.
Kutozo Chitraga is time that in between him being on the West End and managing a whole business.
He's organizing
It's a lot.
tours. Hey, come on.
It's a lot.
So, but yeah.
We know you guys know, and we know you guys appreciate just having the podcast, but we just wanted to say, this is, when we ask for my coffees, this is what we're asking for. Could hopefully you guys can plug us there. You know, there's so many missed opportunities.
Yeah, makofi asedu kunokuta chokani. Makofi nde
Hatitongwi coffee. I know you know mnasha hatongwi coffee. You know, hatongwi coffee. You know, hatoiti izvo. Anonga zvinotonhorera. You know, big shout out to everybody that comes on. You know, we had Matopos
shout out to
sponsoring
Matopos.
the whole of last month. You know, we did 4 incredible episodes with them. You know, they're going to go review and see Gucci
and please, Ipapo deliver. Yeah.
You know, that's
and also, you know, you saw soft launch. My sponsors are my sponsors. There's been some requests in the DMs and people proposing partnership and whatnot. You know, but I will also say, so far won't make all sense.
Like that goes without saying. There's certain things you could see. If you ask, you're like, we want to take your money, but
we would love to.
Because there's a case 22. We take your money and then just don't get at not gonna influence, because people will just look at us like, what do you want us to do? You know, so it's like
connect an easy sell, because in this we want to honor our end of the
as long as we don't have to go out of our way to make some of these things happen, and it's something that we can easily
it's right there.
Like, you know,
make a sense.
Naka box makes sense because I'm trying to teach my kids
Shona.
You know, so it makes sense to be partners with Naka Box. It makes sense with Matopos because Munashe enjoys gin. It makes sense to be partners with Mukuru because we are family, we send
money to our bros.
It makes sense to be partners with Nyaradzo because Nyaradzo toda kufa skin.
Style.
You know?
Takukura.
You know?
People always saying my generation, my people, tapa zera.
You know?
My funeral planning, my
exactly. You know?
And stuff like that. So we're open to sponsorships, but you know, Znongo make all sense. We would like to respond to everyone and engage everyone in that way. Sometimes Kongo shy your time, but we're open. We're open. Papa Sold Out. I saw you've got a wild new couple of dates. Man. Considering the mess you've been talking about on the I mean, oh my God.
Man. Do you know what?
How would you get?
I don't know, man.
I think Wakaita a mistake because now Kandorani Visa Rach is like, ha.
Do you know what? So this is let me know. I was about to go out of pocket. But yeah, man, we just added the USA dates. I was honestly going to scrap USA because Krista doesn't like Neta. But then I was like, you know what? Mama didn't raise. If we're going to do it, let's do it.
Do it right.
So, just a quick try to do this as quickly as possible. Upcoming shows. Manchester on the 7th.
Bang, bang.
As of right now, as of just before, there's 9 tickets left for that show. There's 9 tickets.
Good chance I paid out by the time
this episode comes out. So there's if for some reason there isn't, go grab them. We have 31 tickets left for the London show, which is on the 8th of September. Then after that we go to Glasgow. 13th. That one, there's Nijo, there's Comic Pasta, so it's triple threat med show. That one is on the Friday in Glasgow, I think it's Grosvenor Casinos. Then the next day we're in Edinburgh, I think Magnuson Centre. I forget, but I think there's about 40 tickets. That one is in 200-seater theater. I think there's about 46 thereabout. Tickets left. I'm working with the assumption that this month end we're going to see,
Fair.
for those shows. Then we're closing out September in Dubai.
Bang! Do business.
Let me tell you, Dubai was stressing me.
Hey, you've been going on about how Dubai, the performance,
Performance, bruh. So just to
each
give you
performer supporting you needs to get their permit and what, bruh.
the performance permit for me to perform in Dubai was £638.
Jesus.
The venue. So when it wasn't even that Dubai people weren't buying tickets. They weren't buying them as quickly as I wanted them to buy.
Yeah, come on.
Because then I'm like, I want Marie Udizo. I've never
Habib.
show you,
Yalla.
Then this past week, if I tell you Matengero or Rito Matikas to Dubai, brother, then I was like, Iwe, no. Habib Angas na cash. Habib Anganga Ramadan. But Habib Angan Tauri, no, can't.
Habib unataka
yo.
Yalla.
Because Habib Angan panikisaga. No, but big shout out, man. Big shout out to Habib. I think in the past 2 days there's been like 60-something tickets bought in the past 2 days, which is incredible.
Yes.
So I'm a lot calmer.
Okay,
I'm
you're
a lot
like,
calmer. Yeah. I want to give a big shout out to my all-weather friends, Sawira Mkuru Nyarazo, who are joining us for these UK shows. So they're going to be with us in Manchester, in London. They're going to be with us in Scotland. So it's incredible. We're going to be traveling in style. You know Sawira Mkuru?
Big Sawiras.
Big Sawira. And Enzo Asha released the anthem. There's a big show called Masawira.
No.
It's incredible.
So now we've got a
proper
theme tune for Masawira.
So big shout out, man. Big shout out to Nyarazo for that. It's incredible. They always show up. They always show up for me. So I'm incredible. When you guys see Nyarazo outside, let's sign up for Nyarazo. Ndongo simbisa mfisi wenu, because Nyarazo we have to believe face legitimacy and all that. Then moving on to October to Adapinda, another Poland show. We're
going back to Poland.
Malus. I'm there. Hey man.
Schengen active.
And I'm coma every drop counts. Kukokota Schengen. Pane twasarira tumangenye. Yeah, then after that, Lusaka on the 18th.
Yeah,
Lusaka on the good people. The good people of Lusaka had been saying, come on.
There you go.
Buera. And then we close out October in Dublin. I've nothing to add, nothing to take away. The good people of Dublin have just been quietly doing the bits. Nothing.
Yeah.
No. That like one. You gave us the ticket link. We're just going to do what needs to be done. So big shout out to those incredible people, man.
That's life.
Then after that we get into November. Hopefully whoever wins the US election is favorable to me, because New York 9 November, those tickets are live.
New York. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Where?
New.
Oh,
New York. New.
Oh, all right.
Kunyura.
Kunyutura
pa New York. Kananda nyura. So Jenripa, New York. Shout out to New York, man.
That's beautiful, man.
White Plains. That's our playgroup theater. Then Maryland midweek, Rockville Center.
Maryland.
And we're closing off the US leg in Dallas, Irving Arts Center. Irving, or is it Irving? Irving, I think. Irving Arts Center in Dallas.
Who's on my dates are
Yeah. So on the 17th, then we close off. Then December, we'll get to December when we get to December. But Joburg
stacked.
So yeah, man, that's
man. No, I was just sat here listening to these movements and these dates, and I'm like, yeah, man's working, you know.
Trying, man. We're trying.
International candies.
International. I made the mistake now. I posted this clip of HICC, you know, because it turns out HICC just got renovated.
Fire.
And, you know, and I found out and I was like, you know, it looks good, but you know, ambition and whatnot, don't go shit. Hey, one day is one day, you know. Then I posted it, then everyone was just like,
yeah.
What?
Bro, I could have told you this.
Yeah. I could
Bro, I
15.
Mom's life. Yeah. You know when you posted the third back-to-back Kwarare earlier in the year.
Yeah.
But I don't got kumubukira. Let me not put pressure on my G.
Yeah.
But then I swear to God, I was about to really just say, I don't know if Kanduro won't, I will start fill up HICC. Hashtag
petition.
Petition. Sign it. Ndinoona something. Ndinoona tinogona kubata 15,000 signatures. Kubata 15,000 signatures. Kanduro HICC show December.
Yeah, man.
Pronto.
Yeah, but I then reached out to Team HICC just to find out how does it work. And let me tell you something. That place, there's a reason why very few people do that place. It's very expensive.
Okay, I heard that. Fair.
It's very expensive. It
costs... But can I say Mariako? If you have well wishers, you're a very business savvy guy. You've got very good business acumen. I'm sure something the good listeners, good supporters, very papa.
I don't know. Can I tengra makofi vano 225,000?
No, kunenjonda.
Yeah, but let's see. I'm trying to make some movements behind the scenes.
I'm sure.
Trying to make some movements, but you know, I was just told, this is how much it costs. This is how you could potentially do it. These are these are my gap, but it would be a very expensive endeavor. It would be, so kanataku yita, I hope munweza indifurira chiti paite kandoro handizokushai. Because I know you, kana yangu ekundingirikina munokurumza. Ask Nelson.
Kana vana muna hanoziya kandi Nero.
Because Nero mnozo ngomsiya makamsasika.
Nero mnozo ngomsiya kurwa John 14 Vezimani.
Amnomsasika mwana so but ladies and gentlemen, the reason why this podcast came together this week is we need to discuss End Chirisa. So I've been meaning to
discuss the dailies.
I've been meaning to go to the play that goes wrong ever since I came back. I'm like, I need to, but something kept happening. Something, because the problem with me was the only day that I could make is a Sunday, because Panipaka Sununguka, Sunday afternoon, very convenient, in and out, you don't have to figure out childcare, you're not
this and that.
Every Sunday something would happen. Every Sunday something, either I'm not here, either I'm not, when I'm here there is something that needs, but I was like, you know what, I made a commitment.
Like that.
This past weekend I need to go. And true to Mepo Simuka, but I was like, no. Put my foot down. Bro, if I tell you how many trains came, Akazara kuti
there, like
I was at the train station for an hour at least.
You're just thinking, what is going on?
Some were getting cancelled, some were getting, and I'm like,
shit.
Nah. Do you know? Because I'm like, because the train itself is like 33 minutes.
It's a quick
thing. So in my mind, I was like, Dr. Mandaga, relax. The fortunate thing is I've left home good time.
Good time, okay.
I left it in good time. The first train comes. I'm like, nah, I'm straight. Train and I got to the tour. I was like, no. twende takamira.
Vakati atize
Zveku-
tonge gigi
Yeah,
risingarizieka.
yeah,
Atize
yeah.
tonge
I was
pressure
like,
pamabhazi
ndakatotsiura kuti who are you trying to be?
fool?
Who are you trying
ita
to?
unge
So
come on.
ndakatozopinda gingiriba ndikati no. So I get my train. Ndatodzika pepe. Cha ndakutorova vachi ndakananga Western pepe. Ndotofamba unge munhu aruziva kwaari kuenda. Ndasvika pepe.
And it was a nice day.
It was a nice day. Then I realized on my way kuti I didn't get the email that had my tickets.
Oh, right.
So I bought my tickets, but I got confirmation that I bought the tickets, but then it says tickets come in a separate email. Then I go in there and they say, oh, you need to check in or something like that.
Yeah.
Then I go check in and they're saying, fail.
Oh.
Now I'm panicking. I'm like, yo, what in the Mzime
What in the,
Bashurugi?
whoa.
Like, how do the village witches know about West End?
They're saying,
Like, what?
Yo.
West End witches, Mayfair witches. What is
Mayfair
I'm like, but then I'm like, you know what? I take comfort in that I actually bought my ticket, so there must be a record.
There is
those
you know,
somewhere
because
it
it
will be resolved.
Yeah.
So I go there and I show them the ticket. They're like, no. End up at box office. 2 minutes. I'm sorted. I sit down.
Did you catch the pre-show?
That's what I'm getting into.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Ndakasvika in good time. Ndakasvika in good time. So I get there and there's some activity going on. And I'm like, it took me a few moments to realize.
Yo.
There's a guy walking around. What
What
are you? Then I realized, like, oh snap. This is a whole play before the play.
Yep.
But I've jumped Ningirigina. I've jumped. Ndichisvika pa Ningirigina, I go and check out I'm seeing on the foyer what picture Mwonzora Chirisa, part of the cast, what order of appearance, blah, blah, blah. It's the play that goes wrong. Max, Mwonzora Chirisa. Okay.
All right.
Get there, I settle down. Full house. Sunday afternoon.
It was all right, yeah. It was a decent turn up.
So I'm like, I'm now seeing one. I'm like, okay, it's a pre-show. It's a funny pre-show. There's guys who are on stage seemingly, they're acting out they're setting up before the play. Like, these are people doing last minute finishing touches, but it's all going wrong.
It's all right. From the minute you walk in, it's going tits up.
Going tits up.
It's
But they're doing it. I didn't catch the other lady's name, but Trevor.
Trevor
and who?
And Annie.
Trevor and Annie. They're doing the setup. They're trying to fix this and that. It keeps falling down.
Like, fix this, please.
It's already a good vibe because everybody is like you start off confused and then you realize, like, oh snap.
Oh shit.
Oh snap. And everybody's, man.
Two little audience interactions.
They call a guy up on stage to come help with the fixing, and it's so funny, man. And I'm thinking, this thing hasn't started.
It hasn't even begun, and it
hasn't even begun. And then they dim the lights. Then you start to get the sense. The ladies with my phone come out and say, like, yo, you can't record.
I don't give a fuck.
Nah, that I usually respect rules for the most part. But then I was like, there's no way. I remember I called you before. I said, bro, I know they want Ningring, but I'm just... Because I was like, I knew this beforehand, but I'm even more vindicated because of what I saw. Because there's no way you guys would have believed me. You guys would have thought you're gassing your boy up if I didn't have video footage. My boy was killing it. I was like, there's no way.
No.
There's no way. People are just going to be like, Kandoro Arungo it's just, what does the play? So the director of the whole thing comes out. The play has started.
Yeah.
But he is coming to announce that the play is about to start. But he is the,
Yeah.
Man,
that's fine.
It felt like Inception.
Yeah, no.
It's like Inception mixed with Deadpool, because there's a lot of, like, they break the fourth wall. They, like, it's... bro.
It's a very good show. I mean, it's been on the West End for 10 years.
It's such an incredible show, and then you guys come on. So the basic, as far as I understood, this is a drama club, drama society that is setting up their first show. They're very excited to be putting up because they've been having budgetary issues, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So they finally managed to string some dollars together. They're like, let's give the people a show. So the audience is almost like a character in the play.
Yep, absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
So the director comes and introduces and says, we're very excited. You guys are going to have fun. This is our play, Murder at what?
It's a murder at
Havisham Manor.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So where it's so smart is that it's almost like you guys are playing two characters because you're playing, Munashe is playing the guy who's playing another guy.
Yeah.
Right? Do you get paid twice? Because well, how many times you get? How many times you get? Because you're playing two guys.
It's a play within a play, and it's just so brilliant.
So it starts off with, I don't want to give spoilers, but these guys discover a murder. Pretty important guy in the play. They discover they're about to celebrate something big. This guy has been murdered. And then it sets off a whole series of events, people being shocked, people trying to find out who killed this guy, the police trying to investigate, and subplots of, my affairs, my chichi, and jealousy, and whatnot, and all these. It's ridiculous fun.
It's a proper whodunit.
You don't want to take your eyes off because there's so many things that are happening.
Jesus.
These guys are talking. Right? But the guys at the back are doing their own shakara. Like, you need to be looking like this. So you're looking at the guys who are talking, but you're also looking at the butler who's pouring the ingredient because he's making something. But then the thing that falls down, at some point it will...
There's someone trying to solve a problem over there.
My favorite ingredient was with the strong stiff drink.
Oh no,
the
stiff drink, the spirit.
The stiff drink gag.
Have you poured everyone a stiff drink? Yes, Inspector. Well then, now. Let's all raise a glass to Charles. Charles! Delicious.
Lovely, that's a damn fine bottle, Perkins. What's the vintage?
Flammable items. You must all be distraught, but forgive me. The sooner I begin my inquiries, the sooner we can get to the bottom of this ghastly business.
Because why do they keep drinking it?
No. So this is what I love about them, and like what makes it work. What's also very important is they are so desperate to get through this.
Yeah.
It's opening night, like whatever. It's basically clowning.
Yeah.
It's basically clowning. You have higher status clowns and low status clowns. And that's basically what the characters are. And so basically the in clown work, there's the old goose clown, and that's like the kind of the high status clown.
Yeah.
So with these kinds of clowns, that say a clown is walking or a character is walking, they trip.
Yeah.
Right. The low status clown would be like, I tripped.
Yeah.
I should have seen what happened there.
Yeah.
Right. But the high status clown would walk and they'd trip, and then they'd look at the curb that they tripped on and say, who left that curb there? You know what I mean? So it's not my fault.
Yeah.
It's everyone's fault.
Everyone's fault.
Whatever's going wrong is no. You know what I mean? But it's to plow on. Like come rain,
like,
come
let's
thunder.
go.
The director Chris is like, listen.
Yeah.
We are going to see it
through,
my boy.
Yeah.
I don't care if the pencil isn't where I expected it to be.
Where's the pencil? Where's my notepad?
That's my this
Yeah.
flower is now my notepad.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Nah.
It's
So
great fun.
I want to really to keep going because it was such an amazing show, man. It was
because I'm always curious to see which part, like how much of the murder mystery
Yeah.
of the play within the
Yeah.
play your people are actually following.
So
and
you see, that's where I'm at a
and getting.
disadvantage because I didn't realize one how much fun I would have.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I also didn't realize like the timing, the intermission. So I had to leave early.
Mm-mm.
But I almost feel vindicated in my leaving early because I'm like, now I have all the more reason to come back.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I left just like at the halfway point,
Okay.
just before the interval. So
Okay.
I actually don't know how it ends.
Then you didn't see the result.
So I saw, yeah. So
are you in
yeah.
for?
So I left. I was like, you know what?
treat?
If I see Ningring, then I'll be like, nah, I'll be able to piece it. Let me leave now because I had to rush back home. I didn't realize how far in the day it actually goes. Because in my mind, I don't know why I thought it was going to be 1 hour 30. I don't know why I thought that.
Broski.
But
if you thought it went wrong in the first act,
it goes crazy.
because the genius of it, and it's also very important because it's going wrong from
Yeah.
the minute you're walking into the theater and
Yeah.
finding your seat.
Yeah.
It's easy for it to get to a point where you're like, okay, we get it. Things are going wrong.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
So it's easy for that
To get
going
tiresome.
wrongness to get
Yeah.
tiresome.
Yeah.
But the genius of it is that the wrong keeps.
Escalating.
I won't spoil the
Nah,
end of
please
it for
don't.
you.
Please
But
don't.
it when I say it where it then goes like whoo.
I think the other thing that I heard just from where I was sitting was people marveling at like the set design,
Mm-hmm.
at how simple it was, but also how many levels it worked on.
Genius.
You know,
Yeah.
how simple it was, but how you could, like, you know, the curtain, the door, the window, the elevator,
The elevator,
whole thing,
the
upstairs,
revolving door.
the study, all these
oh.
things.
Oh, you didn't even get to. Oh, you haven't even seen
No.
the platform.
So let me say this. What I was going to say is, when I remember when I put up those posts, most of the people who, you know, our people, Zimbabweans, were like, you know, we didn't know this. I don't think people had an understanding, or there's no way they would have an appreciation if they don't have an understanding,
Of course.
to begin with, of what we meant or what you meant when you said you're on the West End. So a lot of people were curious, how, you know, the details and whatnot. So here's I'm very keen on going back, and I'm going to go back whether you guys join me or not. But I think it would be an incredible experience if we just pick a date, pick a Sunday where we can all show up
That'll be fine.
as the gang, a Sunday well in advance that we can plan for. You know, whether it's in September, whether it's in October, we pick a day, we route the troop, we get tickets, we get rows.
Yeah.
Where it's, you know, 5 of us, 10 of us, and we just have a communal experience celebrating our boy. I would love that for us. I'm saying this.
That would be nice.
I'm saying this,
Cool.
you know, because I would want you guys to participate in this. I would want you guys to be involved, but I'm going whether you're there or not. Whether you're there or not, I'm there.
Nah, you should bring
Because-
you should bring Gules and
No, she's
the
there.
whole gang,
She's
man.
there. I was showing her
Yeah.
that's who I was recording for. She
Like-
saw it, she was like, man,
I was a
you
gang.
know,
Guys.
you know, but you
Yeah.
know, she do. I mean, we had to sacrifice one of us when we came. It was either me or her, and you know, I
Fair.
had more skin in the. I was like, wow.
Come on, guys. Hey,
This is not your boy. But hey, man, West End Chirisa, man.
Nah, I'm glad. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Glad you came out. You gotta hit them with the. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
But hey, man,
Chance,
it's been a wild week.
Yeah, man. Hey,
It's been a wild past few weeks.
always
People-
been
people
with the
performing.
Nets. Yo, Acting out.
Where do we even start?
Acting out.
Where do we even start? Where do we even start, Mr. Chirisa? Where do we start?
Let's, I don't know. I think, hey, at this one, put pressure on, man. For the 6-day engagement.
For the 6th day, so I need to throw my mate under the bus because she just hit us with a theory. Just now before
Yeah,
she's
she
like,
did.
yo.
Well, really, she shouldn't have been in
She
this segment.
really should have
Really,
been.
she shouldn't
She
have.
really did.
Hey.
But she's like, I have CEO aspirations. Man, I can't be saying that. But so I don't know if you guys know, but on Twitter, now known as X, trending topic amongst the Zim community where there is a guy who got engaged after 46 days.
His name Ngoni, is it?
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that, yeah.
Gentleman by the name of Ngoni got engaged. Very nice proposal. Very, very one of the most expensive
lavish lodges.
down there, Singita.
Yes, yep.
So, most of social media, full of praise, full of what.
Yep.
But, just as soon as the praise comes out the arbiters of who.
The
the
hatocracy, what are we? Come on.
46 days.
46.
My Maita now has, I don't know even, My Maita has a theory. My Maita says, havasana SDA ra.
She says, because no one a quick turnaround marriages. That's her theory.
That's her theory. I'm
That's
like,
her theory.
what do you mean? She's like, no, because bakomana SDA wananga chimanyira bota.
Oh,
I'm like,
so I don't know much about SDA, but I have to agree with Gules on that one.
And as a theory, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
They would obviously want to rush so that they can do and have sex under the covenant of marriage. But from what I know about SDA guys, they don't wait for that.
In
my experience,
that's on two parts.
The legend that we know of SDA guys, the only thing that stops them from misbehaving is pork. Chuncheka chavanochka vaspana.
Nguruwe.
Sex before marriage, they're like, yalla,
nyet. But papoka.
Pork is the only thing that I don't know. So when theory, it is like I hear it as a theory. I can see the mathematics.
I hear it. I mean, which also explains why even a generation, and I'm viral a lot because what's gonna be on my zin if you know.
Yeah, he boys 21.
Viral because I said somewhere to enjoy access and regularity. I have to chuck this one on the pot. There goes it. But I don't know whether people in this day and age, particularly when we're SDA, like you say.
And then, he who shall not be named obviously had to weigh in.
Oh, of course.
Had to weigh in.
Of course, he weighed in. He weighed in. He weighed in. But apparently, up until now, I didn't even know this up until now because there's now the whole confuffle of she was in some courtship, no. To which I would say, I don't know how old is the
I
girl?
have no idea.
I'm assuming they're in their mid to late 20s.
Yeah. I looked mid
25.
20s. Yeah,
24,
they're about
25.
21 there about.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
26
man.
maybe 27 because late is
Well, no, so
28.
26, 27. So white old boyfriend before
He is serious.
He is serious before then.
Ayo,
I don't know. In
you're
this
a
day and
liar.
age, you're urunyep, warunyep.
You're a
That's
liar.
dangerous.
You're
Don't
a
do
liar.
that. But I don't see any fault to it. Personally, would I marry someone in day 46? I don't know.
I need to see more, Your Honor.
I need yeah, more evidence, Your Honor. Can elucidate on this one, please?
I don't think anyone would marry me.
Therein lies my point.
46 days.
I would
You don't
if you
know
want to
me.
marry me in 46 days, I gotta look at you sideways.
High Stonebody, 1 term year high school.
Yo,
Like, what are we talking about? That is within the 60
First
days
term.
returns.
First-
What are we talking about? Returns
really and
policy,
truly,
60
returns
days.
policy Amazon.
Like, what are we talking about here?
So I know someone wouldn't marry, but at the same time, I've always been saying this. When the bag correct,
If you know, you know.
when the bag is correct, and if you know, you know. Having said, I've been, I got into a committed relationship very early on off the bat of just clicking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who knows?
No, if you know, you know.
Maybe if I had the bag,
Yeah.
hang
So
on,
there's not- But the most important takeaway from this whole story is, guys, commenting on people's wives or intended wives, maybe this is not a wife yet, is the fastest way you can mamiswa.
fair.
I don't want to lie to you.
That's
There's so many things that are
yeah.
that we can get away with. You can come and
That's Zamrama level.
you know,
of
like let's
offense.
not do that.
Yeah.
If you, I promise you, like there's, I don't want to agree with ones that are one, but my significant other, anyone, and I'm speaking about myself, just in case you ever get, I'm not gonna kandro asitombori funny.
Yeah, fine.
Kandro
Cool.
asito blazve vane mazinzeve blazve
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
The cutoff for me is my maita and maita.
Just
I will
that.
find you.
And
I promise you.
look what I taken
I
Liam
promise
Neeson.
you.
Liam Neeson.
This has happened before.
A particular set of skills.
I promise you. Let's not. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it.
Don't banter me.
Like,
Please.
that's the cutoff. Zvekuda kusimudza chaunga muchinhingirikina.
Please.
My goodness.
Oh my God.
Where are you cutting?
Oh, where are you? That man, Rama. Oh my, that
is the policy.
People forget that can happen to you. That
Budget iroro arifera kashota.
there can
Rekuita.
always be a budget.
For that arifera kashota
always
andimbodo
be a
kunyepe.
budget for that.
Budget for that arimbofera ka like pull up echo. And especially kana utori munhu angara zvitungiza kuna munhu addresses ngashayikwa kuna zvakadaro.
Kungosvika ne pickup truck yakazi ine makrete masupa ne
Kuna
boys.
gated community kushingisa. But in the same, realm of love, there was a very, this we need to reduce the volume. Because this one is a very sad, somber, my goodness. There was a young gentleman. I say young because I don't really, from the voice.
Yeah.
Sounded young. Walked in on his significant other.
Was it fiance or wife?
Yeah. Being plummeled.
Damn. Yeah. So he was smashing it. We laugh, Heduga.
God damn it.
But Barada,
The pain in that man's
the
voice.
pain in his voice, up at
That was a villain origin story.
the chill on the babes' face, and hey, opening statement. What was it? Okay, you. I'm good. You.
Let me find it.
Michael said, "I'm good. You. You.
What you
I'm good. Are you?
What you?
I'm
So if you're not familiar with what we're talking about, there's a clip that came out everywhere, social media. There's a gentleman who walked in on his wife, seemingly having
coitus.
Coitus with her. I think when they had the door being opened, she obviously jumped off
it.
the thing.
Jumped off it.
But they were very much, it was on the couch in the living room. Pativi Pampatone Bora. They were relaxed.
They were in the elements.
They were relaxed. Apanagana Munu. This is what seems to be the family home. The context is the gentleman walked out of the family home 2 weeks prior. The lady says she had begged this gentleman to stay, pleaded, but the gentleman... What I am going to avoid doing is casting aspersions because I have no context.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know what led them.
We don't
to
know who
the
these people
breakup.
are.
We don't. It's speculation.
I don't. So I'm not going to formulate theories about why it happened.
I will.
Just going to deal with what I saw, because what I saw was heartbreaking, to say the least.
Oh.
This gentleman walks in and says, "Oh, you didn't."
Dick.
Where is this, man? Where is this? Where is this clip, man?
Dang it. Because hey,
Yeah.
Excuse me. Hi. How you doing? Yeah, I'm good. You okay?
Let's stop there. Let's stop there. So he walks in, and the lady says, "Excuse me," and the gentleman says, "Hi, you good?" And she responds, "Yeah, I'm good. You?" What do you think?
fuck you mean?
What do you think?
If there ever was a rhetorical question on earth,
The greatest rhetorical question on earth.
yo,
I can see the condom,
Iwe
which means I can see this man.
is there.
Blonde belongs.
His member is still, it's not even flaccid. It doesn't have the chance to go flaccid. It's not even flaccid. And you have the nerve, the gall to ask me, are you big man? Are you okay?
Let's play a guessing game.
Fuck.
Guess what?
Oh.
What do you think? What do you mean?
Let's go multiple choice.
A.
A. I'm so. B. I'm fucking livid.
C. I might shoot someone.
I might. D. I'm elated. I couldn't be over the moon. Which one might it be? Yeah.
So as the clip goes on, he goes on and say, "Boss, I have nothing against you." My man, stop talking.
Fuck.
Stop talking.
Shit.
Because what do you mean?
I
you
have nothing against
this man. Has everything against
you.
you. As a matter of fact,
Ah!
these things are against you in packet inside. That gentleman said, "Can I be excused?"
Can I?
Ma'am,
Excuse me. Can I
ma'am,
please?
can I please go to the toilet?
Bro, I'm gonna need you. Unobvisa condom rako. He's about to trip on his boxers. He waddled. But he said, "Can I?" You know that little walk you do when you realize you don't have tissue paper, but you've already put your pants down. You have to walk with your
Hey,
pants down your ankles. That's
That
what he
was-
did. Man said, "Can I be excused?" And waddled down like.
you said you have theories.
So
Has there been any information about who these people are?
there's been no information about
I'm
who
so
these
glad.
people are. I don't know their names.
I don't think
wanna
anyone
put
needs to
them-
be embarrassed.
I don't need
any
to put
further.
nobody on
But what are
blast,
your
but the
theories?
faces are there. So the little slithering of information I have is the guy said, no, I'm going. Go said, no, please hang back right there.
As in the guy who was packed inside.
Because the girl is saying that you left me for 2
Yeah,
weeks
yeah,
right, in
yeah.
the video. She says, you left me.
Yeah.
You left me for 2 weeks.
Mm.
It's a separation thing.
Yeah.
Which gives me reason to believe that you left me for 2 weeks is the
Yeah.
guy's decision to say, nah, I'm skedaddling.
Yeah.
This is theory time.
Yeah.
Right? So it was on him to see it beneficial that, which means that you seldom decide, when uri with the perpetrator
Yeah.
or the one who's at fault
Yeah.
with whatever scuffles is happening
Yeah.
in this union.
Yeah.
Which tells me that maybe she done some skrrr, and then he's like, nah, this some bullshit.
I'm out.
I'm out. I need you. I need some time.
Yeah.
You figure out the fuck you want us to do. Theory. Dips. And then homeboy went there. He was out there in the woods, and then he thought,
Travel
you know what?
Lodge.
Travel Lodge, let me come back. Let me come back and see if we can fucking work things out.
You
whatever
get to
it
the
is.
door and you're like, I hope that's Pornhub.
You open the door. First and foremost, there's a size 15 gumboot by the doormat. It's a safety shoe. This is a working man. Still toe-capped boots.
He's
Caterpillar.
he's a busy man. Was pulling my shift, but he still has time to come pull another shift at your yard.
I don't go shift where they lift heavy things.
It's like this loud work.
And then you get there, and like you said, you're hoping. I pray to God.
This better be.
You're starting to think, wow, this sound audio system got really good. Did you buy like surround system? It
3D.
sounds very clean.
Dolby Atmos.
Dolby Digital. The heck, brother.
Sounds you've never heard.
Fuck. And then we'll see Archifemeric. I'm good. You okay? Yo! I will learn more Judah Jong with someone, bro. I will learn more Judah Jong with someone, bro.
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Yo! Boy.
Yeah, I'm good.
And the heartbreaker. Also, you're banging on the couch that you wouldn't beat me on. Man's like, how to bata zamu pa couch apa, but we can't even watch a movie on Netflix no bata kana mnyeto when it's not daganit. And you, woo, oh, oh, fuck.
Fear women.
Fear them. And this is what I've always said, man. And 2 weeks, in a 2 week space, my man's these times, you see man on the couch. I wouldn't even be surprised if the reason he said in the first place, fuck it, Nrumbenda for 2 weeks, Pangona a message or whatnot from said guy. And they said, no, he's my friend, no basa, Anchade. Boom, comes back and duma.
Because you can't tell me if you're saying, I begged you to stay, in that 2 weeks you had gotten hold of your emotions and moved on. That moving on game is strong.
Poof. But then again, this is what they always say. But like, listen, the new nigga is never the new nigga. You just never knew, nigga.
But
and it's facts, because one thing I know about women,
but I know about touchline
is panning a pie my niggas on the touchline. If you bring out many men, we stand upon me. Bro, panning a boys and getting my shooters on the sideline. Somewhere. Just I got my boozer. My boozer is not wrong.
Nah, the pain. Say, hey boss, I have nothing against you. I just want to say that someone's wife. You know, this guy's like, I don't know anything about that.
The guy said, I don't know anything about
it. I don't know anything about that.
That nigga lying. He knows damn well. In fact, his way in was Anga told us me and my man, we're having issues, problems. But this shit checked out already. When women do that,
context aside, man. Context aside, I mean, aside from us just speedballing, there's something very foul about doing all that in your family home. There's something very, very like there's doing extra chaka in the family home.
Plot twist, some nigga, what you can't do it with Denkwake, Bozani,
like pa couch. But no Premier League.
But mamangu akashanya vanogara ipapa ndo save sadza vakagara ipapa.
All right. Let's run this scenario through.
Jeez.
Hypothesize this entire thing through. Let's say we forgive each other. This is going to be one of the most expensive apologies, because we have to buy new couches. We can't even donate this old couch because I want to burn it. Nespufrese ripa.
zvese
Because ndonakirwa sei nebhora.
yeah bro sha ndatofanira kutochinja pane TV ndotochinja
No, no,
reset rearrange
zvekuti takutofanira kutochinja
tofanira
pekugara.
kutama panapa
Because
this house is tainted.
imagine
You soiled it.
pane mumwe musika wauchapinda kapauya vanhu vemagamboots vari kugadzisa washing machine
Wotongopanika unongona zikatapila
zibhuzo unoza mavhempire paanoona muchinji
kana sunlight.
now you see makatapila bhusa ayo hauchatopinde mabhata. watone allergy.
That is rough. Oh my God. Listen, I know it sounds unfair and it sounds nangrini, but and you're gonna come at me and say, yeah. But I gotta say, I'm sorry. I have to say, guys. Kuhurirwa nemukadzi.
Let me put a pin in that and just say I'm so glad you said that word, because I think that's one of the funniest Shona words of all time. Kuhurirwa.
Kuhurirwa.
Because I don't know what it is about how that word sounds, but
Someone's done it on your behalf.
like it's something that's beneficial to you. Ndahurirwa ska. That word cracks me up, bro. It's like, what do you mean? Let's find a better. Let's find a better word.
I did it for him. Ndamuhurira.
Every time I hear it, I'm just like, what do you mean? But yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
You are so right.
At the moment you said, I was just like,
it sounded it's beneficial.
That nigga sitting there saying,
Ndahurirwa.
is that here, damn?
She did it on my behalf.
But you were about to say,
Kuhurirwa nemukadzi, bro. Versus kuhurirwa nemurume. Like, I'm sorry. I just don't think zvineka equality. Like, no. I'm sorry. I know this is something that's always been for contention. But I think even deep down inside, you know it.
And that lady is thriving in male-dominated spaces.
Fuck, she's thriving in a
patriarchal. In a male-dominated.
Yeah.
But what I will say, though, just to round this off, is whenever you find yourself in that predicament, ladies, gentlemen, put the fucking phone down. Put the fucking phone down.
What I will say,
put the phone down, because it's one thing going through the hurt of that betrayal, that whatever. It's one thing to go through it, but it's another thing to go through it with the whole country offering their opinion on it. Because the one thing that now is like, there's no scrubbing that of the internet. We might not know the names of those people involved, but I know these people that it's just a matter of time before we know who these people are. Of course. It's just the UK is not that big.
Absolutely.
It's I don't know whether it will affect their employment. I don't know whether, I hope not. But we're talking about the ramifications are, now imagine going through all that. You've emasculated yourself for what?
I hope they don't have kids.
Prior, it doesn't look.
They look like a young.
Yeah. Prior to this, I don't know. Like our generation is obsessed with this whole victim mentality. Like you probably think like, oh, I want to show them, so I can't detail. But think about
you're just as much at a loss as.
You are actually the bigger loser here. You're the bigger loser. The person who always no, there's something there.
Wangomnyadzisa kumhuri yake.
Vanhu vakalika sex tape Kim Kardashian vaitofunga kuti varuningira. Where is Kim Kardashian
now? Honai. No,
chibebi chatonovhura ningirikini OnlyFans. Yeah, you good.
You good, yeah, you okay.
Pa OnlyFans.
No, but I will say again on that Bakjita, like it happens.
Yeah.
Right? And fair, if we're to keep it a buck,
Yeah.
you would be so surprised how often mandem catch vakadzi vavo or doing zvinhu zviri whatnot zviri and what red but if there's no element of vamwe vanozviziva and it's just been between you and I,
Yeah.
you'd be so surprised how often mandem forgive
Bro,
women and move and just say
Move on.
we're gonna jog past
Yeah.
this. You're absolutely right.
zvakutonetsa ka because ukaregerera ningiri
Yeah.
now you become ndionoitirwa
Yeah, donate.
and because vanhu vakatoziva kuti panoitika vanhu vakuda kutopa trial
But can I
pane halawa
But yeah,
vanhu vakutoisa maorder
yeah.
vanhu vakutoda uber eats deliver nothing in
Did somebody say just eat?
kambu
Kudya. Hello, just eat. Ndoda kungorova delivery yebota mune muruseva pane
rangu isaidovi
Ndoda, please delivery notes.
god damn it.
Yeah, but yeah, man. But anyway, having said, Musadaro guys, Varumega, I've often said this. I'll always
Put
say
the phone
this.
down.
People like to say women are the more emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, granted, women are more. I would say women are just more in touch with their emotions. But
Yeah.
in terms of like emotional dexterity, Varume avana.
Yeah.
We
Takangozhanganira.
are emotionally weak.
Yeah.
Musati daro ndiri kukumbirawo haisi competition ndiri kungokumbira kuti mungonzwisise madifferences edu and varume isusu tiri weak pazvinhu zvakadai. You know, I was a house manager at this like residency house.
Yeah.
Yanga iri like almost like a halfway house type of situation where vanhu kana vari in between housing vanhu va discharged from, usually it would be like from psychiatric wards or vanhu vangwambo section one, and they're now being rehabilitated to go back into the community, but vari kutsvagirwa imba and rehousing, and they stay by this place for a little bit. 80% of the women were koko. 80% of them would be abusive relationships, domestic violence, you know, drugs. With the mandem, a good portion of them my drugs, my youth offenders, into the adult care system. But a good chunk, majority of them were my niggas. Anga section, and a lot of them wanga section because dzanga dzadambuka and dzanga dzadambuka because vakadzi vavo had been doing some fuck shit. I promise you, I've seen niggas vachipenga kumanya mushini over something like that. Boss nongwampindira pamwe akatopinda elika pamwe akatosavwa. Imagine pamwe akatopinda manu ne gambutra pamwe manu vanga vane uno muchigwaba udino wakadayo. No man wants to see that, bro. Apa iyo ningo chudzwa every day nzvene hano ndaneta no ndakurwadziwa.
Yeah. Natural transition, man. It's only natural for us to go from this topic to discussing, you know, very important matters of, you know, politics. You know, it's a natural progression.
It's rough, man.
It's a rough, but things have been happening. Things were happening in Zimbabwe on the ground. It was SADC. I mean, this.
My presidential villa is like
Man.
I wish
to know. But the past 3 months, the past 6 months have been hectic in Zimbabwe. Zim was preparing, Harare especially was preparing for Vayenzi. kuuya. So
Vanyarikani.
paitsvairwa pachiitwa sei, maroads achigadzirwa, what.
Sprucing up.
All preparing for this SADC, heads of state meeting, blah, 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 blah. First things first, to get out of the way is SADC, this whole head of SADC thing is rotational. Yakangofana neround.
Inongopiwa munhu. It's not by qualification or what credibility, what kungonzi tinongotambidzana.
Yateni yako.
Okay.
And no one has an option yekuti yateni yaningi. It's not an
Chinongoti-
endorsement of
It's
anything.
Okay.
It's
But
rotational.
okay. I like how you made that clarification at the top because tine vatinoziva
Aiwa,
vanhu.
vanga vatotanga,
I know there's a Nick Mangwana
what is it? No, it's rotational. That's how SADC has always been. That's how it always. Robert Mugabe was head of this thing for quite a few times. Quite a few times, right? There were so many expectations from everyone across the board prior to this SADC Chakadaro. I mean, the whole roads thing, the whole renovations, it disrupted a whole lot of people's lives. But I think, it was, I would want to say worth it because my roads is not something. If it was up to ZANU-PF, Kwatandra Marods, I would then unveil them the next SADC meeting, but they can't do that. So the people of Harare are all the better for it. But I'm hearing rumblings that Marodzi wa anakupera because they don't have my traffic lights or what we would call in Southern African parlance robots. So there's been a lot of accidents on the roads.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Part of what I'm seeing is our generation is obsessed with this whole snapping and driving, this whole TikToking and driving. My nigga, whatever you're saying is not that important. Park the car, record your video, start the car, go.
Bro, I also promise you that we don't give a fuck.
We really don't.
We won't, we're not, I promise you, where you look at my views per Snap Story Park or whatnot, we've seen it like this.
Bro.
We just tapped through. We tapped. Hapana ambogara akatora 15 minutes akaona akatarisa kuti ndana post takakufollowa takati ningiri ani style cheshuga. No.
What do you think this is?
We just been.
What do you think this is? Who do you think you are?
Just fucking.
This whole drinking and driving thing. Stop it.
It's a daro.
Get an Uber. Kunana Windy, kunana Vaya, kunana InDrive these days. I don't think they have Lyft yet, but they have InDrive. Yeah. Get those boats. I think they have boats.
They have boat now.
Yeah,
Boats.
I think they have boats. Not too sure, but I think they are. And I'm going to let's not do that because people would say, hey, hey, why would they say we are not Ningrakini when we've been doing just because we've been doing it one day? I don't think everybody that's been in an accident that's the
thing that
I'm above.
Not me.
Not me.
No.
But I want to get to what I want to get. The highest. There was so much anticipation with regards to the SADC because opposition leader Nelson Chamisa had touted that something was coming. Many believed that this is the time that something would happen.
Because God is in it.
But the people that knew Kuti, bro, SADC is like, from what I have understood since grade 6, from what I've understood, SADC is like a kitchen party.
Literally, it's the man then.
SADC is a kitchen party. Mwena munotsiurana, motamba maningirikini, motsi vakadzi vanobatwa so, varume vanobatwa so, maningirikini, but then everybody goes to their home.
Everyone eats and goes back home. In fact, vakadzi vanobatwa so, varume vanobatwa so,
that's what it is. SADC is a kitchen party of my president in Southern Africa. That's it. Anyone who hopes for anything substantial to be
reform out of that.
And just like a kitchen party, kumba kuritwa kitchen party ko kunenge kwakakweshwa before kitchen party yaitwa. kunoitwa mabiko,
Unoziva,
kunoitwa kana
unoziva.
muri vana vanogara ipapo munofa nemadrink.
Madining plate
Asara.
room divider.
Panoshara
Ndo
ndo
paanoburitswa
panoburitswa ipapo pakitchen part. Mabhodho, maningiri, modya. Munofa nema-leftovers kana muri vana vanogara pamba ipapo. But that's it. That's all you need to look. That's all you get.
Ndoma leftovers. Mani road manure. Ndoma leftovers.
Zvekuzoexpecta kuti moms venyu muchakwanisa kutaura kuti moms vanombotirova pakitchen part. Aiwaka.
Zvoti kana zvichitogona.
Aiwaka.
Moms vanotokuendesa ku next door kana kuti kwatete kwani. In fact, zvinotonzi ku kitchen party akubvumidzwe vana.
Kondo zvakaitika. Pakitchen party yekuSADC iyi. There was a picture that came out. No one was in town. Mabhawa aivharwa na9 vanhu vanga vasingafambi.
Vana havabvumiwe.
And you know, just to show you how much of a kitchen party it is. Pa kitchen party, you know, after kitchen party yapera. Vana pavanenge vachifamba paipa vachisimudza madoro asara ya tichidudhuza. Did you see Douglas Mwonzora and his ningiri? They took pictures after everyone had left. They went and said Pambaka Garama delegates and they took a picture. During the Ningiri Mangaka Garam Bombera, ku raw edge, ku economy. And I was like, what in the grade 5 is
come
this?
on, Dagi.
It's Ningiri. I was like, brother.
Dagi usadaro. Douglas.
Zvekuda kutesta doro vaenzi vaenda
unotorwa picture yakadai
nana Mashakada.
Did they?
They did. They were seated in the seats and got delegates on the main stage. Musina vanhu. You can tell the picture yatorwa vanhu vakatozobva kuma7 vakamirira kuti vanhu vabude.
Vanhu vati ra.
But, you know, they were obviously, you know, Nelson Chamisa now got into it with
what's
his
your
fellow.
It seems with the Chamisa thing right now, it seems like people are well and truly fatigued.
No, they're not.
It's from the discourse I've seen over the past couple of days. I promise you,
I'll point out. No, you're right.
No,
you're right.
Maybe also and insulated.
But not the what I will point out to you is
it's
those people that are speaking like do not in any way, shape, or form represent the views of the common man.
Okay.
Because if you're seeing it on Twitter,
that's true.
Yes.
That's very true. If I'm seeing it on Twitter,
if you're seeing it on Twitter,
it's small. But Twitter at the same time and whatnot. The reason why I think it's reflective is because Twitter is where it seemed like my man Anechimote.
No.
And everywhere else on the ground, the opposite was true.
No, that man has Chimuti in real life. 2.2 million votes say that.
No, I get that.
But just so that I want to make me and you are on the same page. Me and you are in complete agreement. That's the same point that I was going to make.
Okay.
We are very much in agreement. There's been rumblings of frustration, which are very, very appropriate.
Yeah, valid. Yeah.
Very, very valid. The rumblings of, hey, my man, we need something. Hey, my man, what's going on? Hey. But where I want to take the conversation a step further is, let's not be misled. There's people with ulterior motives. Alex Magaisa spoke about this a long time ago, is this phenomenon of people who say, Daima dai.
I remember that.
There's a lot of people that have opinions of, you should do this, you should go do that then, nigga.
Yeah. Totally.
Go do that then.
Go do that.
Let's start there. I won't mention any, you guys know who we're talking about, but I won't give them any kind of credibility by mentioning their names on this podcast. But there's so many people. There's one gentleman, he's not even a gentleman. There's nothing gentlemanly about his conduct. But he likes very much to offer opinions on how certain things should be done. And he does this off the grounds of touting himself as an award-winning journalist.
Okay.
We can poke so many holes about the credibility of this journalism career, but that's a story for another day. Leave the politics to people who do politics. If you're a journalist, be a journalist. Hold people to account, criticize what they've said, investigate all these things. Don't cross the line and try to enter the political arena by yourself and try to still hide. Can all politics is the politics? Don't try to hide behind the veil of journalism and say, I'm asking. No, you're not. No, you're not. There was a conversation of this same gentleman, this same person. I don't want to keep saying gentleman. Reduced Fadzima Here's career to. There's always been an argument about how Fadzima Here won or why she lost in 2018.
Okay.
You remember that Fadzima Here
Mount Pleasant.
ran for Mount Pleasant
as
seat in
an-
2018 as an independent. She
yeah.
lost to an MDC candidate who many people weren't familiar with. Then when she ran as on the Triple C
CCC
ticket,
yeah.
she won resoundingly. There's been very, very pedestrian interpretations of why that was so. This person then, they had a whole back and forth with Fadzima Here, and he said, oh, you remember, you... let me try to pull this up. I try very much not to misquote people.
Yeah.
But you see, it's very difficult to do kind of vachi ita zvisina basa. Where are these tweets, man? Right, so this whole thing started with, Nelson Chamisa said, wait and see that our God is in it. And this gentleman, this person replied, this nonsense is now nauseating. You can't keep repeating the same thing for 7 years. Wow, vana vakazara mumajeri. It's either you're meant to lead or you're not leadership material. First of all, let's deal with what's happening here. Nelson Chamisa didn't arrest anyone.
Fair.
You cannot have this energy towards Nelson Chamisa and not the people that are arrested.
Who actually put the people in prison, yeah?
Let's start there. You cannot have the energy for the guy who won 100 and something seats in parliament and had all that taken away from him, and then he said for his mental health, he's going to withdraw from any politics. Talk to the guys that took the part.
Fair.
Talk to the guys that remained in charge of the party. For all intents and purposes, this man can say God is in it until he dies. If you guys say Ana power, leave him alone.
Let him be.
Let him be.
I see party. EREGA one is not a political party.
You have accused this man of if him saying God is in it has not amounted to anything in 7 years, then let him be.
I hear that.
Let's start there.
I'm with all of that.
Right?
I'm with all of that.
Then Ibo Mandaza says, go with your God is in it and leave opposition politics to allow new leadership. As I have stated before, you have saved the state war by systematically demobilizing the masses, a damn disgrace for which you pay. Declare your departure or we expose you. There's so many people that have. I'm very young. I'm turning 32 next month. Right? There's names that I've heard all my life when it comes to politics, names like Ibo Mandaza. Names that hold reverence in certain quarters. They don't hold reverence with me because I've grown up to know that these people go where NGO funding takes them. These are people with no loyalty. They go where NGO funding asks them to go. Right? So I don't care about it. I have no reverence for these people. But I say that to say these people, like your name means something, right? You are running the risk of your name meaning nothing. Your name means something, but that something is not really a lot.
It's not a lot. It's
You know?
just
Ngatiti, I'll give an example. Start Joni Rogo Nangerichira something kushurugwi.
yeah.
Okay.
But
outside,
please.
there's certain things that also no. You are running the risk of because again I ask the amount of predictions that Ibo Mandaza has made that have turned out to be wrong.
wildly.
In 2020, Ibo Mandaza wrote a paper predicting that 40 million Zimbabweans would get COVID and 150 would die. Last year alone, he told SADC leaders that SADC leaders would reverse ED's inauguration, that he was in touch with the leaders in the Ningri, that they would reverse nothing. For them to say, I will expose you. Wakamira sani.
Expose only chiko chiri valid to expose. Okay, I hear that. I hear that. I hear my criticisms. The people who are speaking and
no, but I have criticism for everyone.
Everybody catches this, and that's the criticism I also have.
So that's that where I wanted to get before I got diverted and actually round off is when people speak about Fadzima Here and that whole thing, they reduce it to, oh, she won because she was part of Triple C, which is not true, which could not be further from the truth. People forget that Fadzi became Fadzima Here for the most part through social media, through this flag, through her activism, which was very visible, very hyper,
very pronounced,
particularly on social media, but particularly on Twitter. There was an outpouring of support from all corners of Zimbabwe for Fadzima Here. Her name was big on social media. People forget that there's a very small percentage of those people who are showing support for Fadzima Here on social media that live in Mount Pleasant. I don't know why we forget that.
She wasn't campaigning in the whole of Zimbabwe. She was trying to get votes for people who are in Mount. How many of those people are from Mount? You're right.
We get rid of 50% just from diaspora.
Literally, just not even in the country.
Just from diaspora. Right? Then we get into a good 25% is not in Harare. Then we get into another percentage that's not in Mount Pleasant. I lived in Mount Pleasant, but I couldn't vote. During 2018, I lived in Mount Pleasant Heights.
But
I couldn't vote in Mount Pleasant because of that, the borders they had created. I voted in Mazoe South.
Oh, shit.
They had all figured out. That was the big. It had
would you
nothing.
Have voted for
it had nothing. Definitely. I would have, but I couldn't. Those are the mathematics that people forget. There are bigger ramifications on this. It wasn't just because you are Fadzima Here, because it was a done deal.
No.
Fadzi knew it wasn't a done deal. That's why she was in the streets trying to campaign. She was doing the yellow campaign. It was
yeah.
She lost out to the candidate that she lost out, not simply because, but it was partly that brand recognition. People might have never heard of Fadzima Here because the people that are voting in this, they don't go on social media.
Of course.
They're like, Fadzima Here, she's not MDC, she's not ZANU-PF, she's independent.
Independent.
I've never heard of it. Let's just go for the person that...
Party
that we know.
Opposition. Yeah.
She won in 2023.
Because Panaka recognition
it's been at least 5 years of her being in the trenches. She's remained consistent. She's still running in Mount Pleasant. There's more people that know her. It's not simply because I'm willing to bet there's a high likelihood Fadzi runs as an independent.
Now she
still wins. It's not simply a matter of reduce. I bring that point to say that there's so many pedestrian opinions that we hear from so many people. These are the same people that were offering. I hate it so much. When people who have some kind of affluence offering their opinion on everything. and we take it as gospel just because of their affluence. I remember when Kamala Harris was thrown in as the president. She can't win. Oh, Trump is Ningrini. Trump, hey, Ajita Ningrini. I know for a fact you have better things to worry about. I know for a fact you know nothing. This is not American politics. Is no way. I don't think there's even a country that has similar politics to American politics and structure. Just today, in some polls, some national polls, Kamala Harris is leading by 4 points.
Yep.
Things I'm not even trying to get in the American politics, but I'm just saying, Guti, these are people that consistently offer pedestrian opinions
all the time.
all the time.
In fact,
And
not of Vunzo.
They take advantage of us because we're like, bro. That personal podcast, you will not find me on Ningrini talking about aside. But let's stop this, man. I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
Unsolicited.
I'm so tired, but I'm charged up. But I really have a message for Chamisa.
But hey, yeah, no, I don't know.
I have a message, Kuti. A broken clock
is right,
Katu per day. I dislike and have a genuine disdain of how this is being communicated, but there is legitimacy in some of the things that are being said. This man has been the hope for Zimbabwean politics.
Like you said, 2 million. You can't carry 2 million votes in people's.
Ever since Morgan Tsvangirai died on the 14th of February 2018, this man has carried the hopes of people who want a better Zimbabwe, right? It's been a struggle. And I don't wish to be in his position. I don't know what it's like to be in that position. The one thing that I would ask for is better communication. Not a lot, better communication. Because at this point, where I disagree is these people trying to sensationalize, bro. The common man understands, Kuti, this man is fighting against a whole state apparatus. Just after SADC, Chris Mchangwa came out and said,
you're right. That
is the spokesperson of the ruling party.
Come on, that
saying that. That is what he's up against.
Guy,
right?
Bro.
There's no secrets of how to do it. There's no Ningrini. We are well aware. That is why I continue to say the general populace is well aware of what Nelson Chamisa is up against. But I think to keep the fire burning, to keep the people, to keep the very minimal hope that is there needs to be better messaging. On top of, okay, God is in it is not going anywhere. But we ask for more than just God is in it. Because the people that believe in you go beyond the Christians.
Yeah, exactly.
My atheists, all of those people, and those 2 million, it's not just 2 million. It's 2 million Zimbabweans. And we're including even some that didn't vote. You know? There needs to be a recognition, the political messaging, whether you're in it or whether you're out of it, it needs to be a little bit more mature. It needs to be a little bit more inclusive. It needs to be a lot less wishful.
It needs to be, decisive.
And I think you say with decisive, that's why I think it's tricky, because the moment it's decisive, it's like the guys that really decide are like, but exchange program, but Chikuru be what you say.
Yeah, because okay, I feel for him.
Let's start
now that you elaborated like that.
Yeah,
we know what he's up against. When I suppose he can't come up and say, guys, da perero.
You see,
he can't do that. Of which, at this moment in time, if he's going to be brutally honest, that is exactly what he would be saying.
Yeah.
Like, guys, they
keep changing the rules.
If it's not that, it's either they want it's either he's gonna have to come out and say indapererwa, or he's gonna have to come out and say, right, ngatitongopinde streets,
Yeah.
take up arms, totopinda on a
of-
chigandanga revolutionary type of thing.
Of which they want him to say that.
And
Because they-
vakamumiri-
vane shamu yake right.
vakamumirira right
And
now.
I'm so glad he hasn't gone
To
down
say
that
that.
path because
And that's why I feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
Because it seems like that's what people want him to say.
Yeah.
And even then, if he says that, vanhu vacho who are goading him to say that aren't even going to have the cojones to put their lives on the line like that.
because kana mune makahunas kamusamirire
Kana muna mahuna zvindomirira kunzwa nemunhu here.
Kunzwa.
We just fucking do it, take it.
chimanyei
Kana
boys.
muna makwahunyasika.
Chimanye
Come
boys,
on.
yeah.
Hey, vetesticular fortitude.
But Zimbabwe is a democracy. It should remain a democracy. I mean, it should remain a democracy. The only way to go about this is, the democratic way. I don't know what that is, but that's what I believe, man.
Yeah.
What I do hope for, man, what I do sing is the rumblings of, I've said this before, but I hope the president sticks to his word where he's a 2-term president, because I believe that will
Ona matsaga
usher
ngakuti
in-
aiwa president musaine
vakatsiurwa very fast. Fuck. But I'm so glad. I don't know whether he's performing to the gallery or whether he's ninging, but vakatsiurwa boys. Do you see the confusion? They didn't know whether to
believe.
be
They were like,
said.
wait,
They
what?
didn't know whether to we need to follow the constitution, and they were like, do we clap? Do we?
bosi takaklepa zvinoreva kuti
was-
maasi hamuna ndibaye
Oh, mnandibaye.
muna ndibaye
Tikaita said,
takati mamati saka ndogara
Saka constitution
mfare constitution here shit
was a catch-22, man. But I believe if 2028, if he's gone, that will solve half of our problems, because he will usher in a new generation of politics, of succession, and that's really the first battle that I believe Zimbabwe has to fight. This belief here, whoever is in power is not there forever.
Yeah.
Once we demystify that and we introduce some, because
Change
people
over.
some change over,
Yeah.
because people believe whoever is in power is invincible, so they act with impunity and all that. But when I believe, no, we are not visika, we are not.
tinovisa
People can
if it means
behave.
kuti zvene tiri kuchinja president every term, yeah, we will do it.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
man.
acha kuno uk chamwari vakavachinja
Pa lunch time tokona kuchinja mukomana kana ngodzwa lunch.
stama anogona kungoita akaita stama tinogona kuti ndichataura mushe chamwari.
But hey, man,
Kakam.
just that got deep.
Yeah, no.
This podcast this episode had quite a mixed bag.
Yeah, it was.
You
It
know,
was. It was back to bridge.
Yeah, proper.
Bridge
I
settings.
like it.
Bridge settings.
Kicked off things on the West End. What?
Bang.
Taking some tickets.
Tell my tickets.
Panama Wurirwa. And then we took it to, the political arena, Tambushka Pasadak, Chichi.
Oh, also, right.
Yeah.
Makofi and
Yeah.
Tambotara earlier kuti
Speak on it, brother.
Makofi is we trying to grow, develop.
Yeah.
Atsatashikairo pamakofi ekunwa.
Yeah.
Tingoda makofi ema-editors rated,
Yeah.
social media, soft raw. But as we said before, and this is something chandakaona kuti there's an episode where we asked guys, you might not have Maria Makofi. We get it. But share, comment, please. Share, comment.
Big shout out on the comments, though. The comments have been seeing an increase, but the likes are not matching.
I would argue share.
Yeah.
Because
That's how the podcast grows.
because per share ndo pane skill race.
race.
And it costs nothing.
Let's bring those new people. Share
It costs
Twitter,
absolutely
Instagram,
nothing.
Facebook. Hashtag BFF gang. If you can tag us, tag us. If you can tag Munashe, if you can tag me, so that we can retweet
and then
make
we
sure
can, engage with it from there onwards. But
Yeah.
please, just hit us with the share tag, like,
Yeah.
I mean, the feedback has been phenomenal. We're always
Incredible.
forever grateful for
Incredible.
that. But
that.
just share the word, because this is the best podcast
This is
today. Yeah, but
waudzani. Let
we
it be
know
a
it.
best case scenario. We know we're cooking. Roiko. In that same breath, if you guys know any dope editors, people that are incredible with this editing thing, hit us up, man. When we say editors, we're not asking for people who are trying to edit, who are
No.
not. We don't have time to hold anyone's hand. We want the finished product. Munatongo, where this is what the podcast looks like. If it's somebody that is familiar with the podcast, that would be great.
Fire.
That would be fire. But somebody who's familiar with Adobe Premiere Pro, if it's Final Cut, whatever they use, Photoshop,
After
all
Effects,
that stuff, because we want to take this podcast to a whole
Next
new
level.
level.
We want someone who will surprise us when we watch
Exactly.
the edit, like,
New thing. That's dope. But
Oh, shit.
this is how we
But
like.
now to
Aiwa.
color grade yedu iri pane.
No. We want somebody who knows, at least. But shout out to you guys, man, for just being a part of this journey. We are approaching. Our aim is to end the year on 50 episodes.
50 episodes.
So that's what we're working
It's
towards.
29.
This is 29. So Kunin Kwasara about 19. Is it 19 or 21?
No, 21.
21. It's a podcast.
Episode. Ndaona vanhu vanga vakuda kuti, yo guys, it was a trick question. I didn't think it was 13. I was done. I should not catch it out my give angu. I knew.
And you caught us out.
And
Because we're like,
yeah. And I even tried to say it, but no one clocked it. I was saying
did you see me?
It's a trick question.
Did you see me per corner? I was like, 2024, man.
It was 17. The man was 17. I knew the answer, but
but shout out, man. I just want to end the episode on some new music.
Bangers.
Yo, before I leave, if you want to stay abreast with with things that are happening in Zim, on a news thing, I usually read or check out what's it called, Newswire. This is a news website where they always have the breakdowns of. What I love about it is that it's very factual. It's very fact-based.
It's not speculation.
No. They break down, especially when it comes to whatever new policies, they break down the numbers in a very, 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 very engaging way. It's not one of those, it loses you out.
There's no boy.
Yeah, they break it down in a way that everyone could understand, in a way that you can stay abreast with what is happening in Zimbabwe. They also have very interesting opinion pieces with very, very respectable journalists who know how to do journalism and not throw and offer opinions. I mean, if you're a journalist, how do we know you more for your opinions? Than where are the stories that you've broken? Because
done with him.
Every story that this man has broken, from someone else, somebody that's done the work and claim found story yako yekuti.
Kanduri,
No, I'm
not
done.
a fan.
I'm
You're
not.
So done.
And the thing that I'm happy about is that, you do this enough times and people start seeing your ass. Because I've been saying this for years, brother.
Skits.
And when somebody's on top and you look like a hater. When you're saying, Jana. But I'm glad now people are starting to say, yeah. Rasta. Rasta.
To be honest, I mean, I have
main actor syndrome.
I have found the opinion, the whatnot, like the whole. Yeah, I in the functional country. I see what he's trying to whatnot, but I get your point about journalism and it being impartial, and you just have to be Mangori.
No, but you know what? I'm not even asking for that because I understand that journalists also have their sides.
Yeah.
It's like you also have your side.
You can always tell.
But it's like CNN, very pro
right.
pro Democratic Party right now. If you go to Fox News, if you go to but they're still journalists, right?
Fox is-
But what they try to do is they still try to. You will not see a journalist. I won't even go as far as America. You won't see a journalist from SABC News tweeting Julius Malema on some "stop this nonsense." Like, why are you tweeting a political figure like he's your bro?
Yeah.
In the realm of politics, as a journalist, there's ethics that you hold on, right? If you want to condescend, right, you do it within the journalistic,
Yeah.
like, Naiwa Chamisa, you've been saying this for Ningrikini. Is there any
Let
change?
let the line of questioning
Seem at the very least
do a
like you're
gotcha.
doing it.
If you're gonna do a
Exactly.
gotcha,
Hey, this nonsense. Who are you speaking on behalf of? Which publication are you doing this? It's definitely not the people. Because this guy who's saying God is in it, that's where the people are. You don't have any political party. You've never run as a candidate. Tanga one. Let's on which platform are you asking this on? That's where the problem is, where these double standards are. Could this energy, and why is this energy always targeted towards this guy who you say Asquith and Ngrikin, but we don't hear you criticizing these people that have all the power. Bro, there's 67 students and activists and Ngrikin and Anamatai who were arrested in the past Chakadaro. Where is
there's been arrest?
And what? Where is the energy for those people that have been beaten up?
Has he not spoken on that? No.
The fact that you don't know it is what the problem is.
Okay.
He might have spoken about it, but we are saying the energy.
It is to be.
Because if he had spoken about it with enough energy, he would also have been side to side, Nandamata in jail. But you are the one guy that you know, Anna Power, is all like, can I hear my waffling? Got him CA. Ignore him to oblivion.
Yeah.
You keep telling us, this guy, Anna Power. Okay.
All right. She said a night then.
And also, again, point here, I keep remembering certain things. If there's people that also try to reduce Nelson Chamisa's political cloud, and say good, it's because
inherited.
of its inheritance from Morgan Tsvangirai.
Inherited from Tsvangirai.
Did Morgan Komichi not come from Morgan Tsvangirai's MDC? Did Douglas Mwonzora not come from? Did Pama Shakada? Did Nelson Chamisa ndiye akagoda akakumba akatorera vamwe? Why is he the only one that has managed to make something of this inheritance, but vamwe vese we make excuses for why they lost? Because if it's simply inheritance, everyone who was associated or who even has a picture with Morgan Tsvangirai should be a done deal.
Of course.
That's all they need.
Mileage.
That's all they need.
Okay, so what do you make of CCC in its current state?
It's done.
It's cooked.
It's done.
So what does that spell for political talents such as your Gift?
They'll probably come up with it. They have to come up with a new party. Bro, there's a thing called the Political Parties Act. In Zimbabwe. What it does is that anyone who manages to get at least 5% of the vote in a national election is entitled to some money in the budget.
Yes. So you
in
can
the national budget.
Also the budget
you get paid for being an opposition party. That's about this infighting. So it happened in 2018. After 2018, that's why people were fighting for who was in charge of the MDC. Dagi got all that money, that Political Parties Act. I don't think Dagi cares for anything. That money, I don't know the exact figures, but it was more than $1 million US dollars.
Vakaiti twa
They took it to
pamupinyi.
green zvekuti vakazolosers. I don't think anyone cared.
Hatina basa nazvo.
That's what happened now.
Yes.
No one cares about who's the
Yes.
guys who are in charge of. The reason why they are still in charge is because if you're in charge of
Money
that
access
party,
to.
they have access to that Ningrian. That's all they want.
Because I've often said to zvoni ibasa ke havasi kuzviita mahara.
So
ke
beyond
zvinezvi.
the loans that they get for being part of parliament and the cars and whatever, you're entitled, and by virtue of being the second biggest, obviously not second biggest, but they have a substantial, it's more than 5%. They make a substantial contribution to parliament. So their chunk is quite, so they then get to decide how that money is spent.
They spend it.
These guys are well aware that come 2028, not a single person is voting for them. But they're not thinking that far because all they want is, so they get in and they grab my stand here, and they walk away and they're fine.
Yeah.
They get involved in Pollard and they into oblivion and they become guys that show up at the kitchen party Sadak afterwards and take pictures.
Kana the guests dzaenda.
Because you can't reduce political capital yemono to being inheritance, and the guy who inherited the name MDC gained zero parliamentary seats, and you are reducing that to inheritance, and you want me to respect your political opinion, bro? Kana tichitaura politics ka ngadziite devoid of emotion, because pane facts. No matter how people may despise Trump, there's certain things you can't do. That man connects to a whole audience,
And
to
you
a
can't
whole
hate
demo.
it.
You can't hate. If he was as easy to dismiss, the Democratic Party wouldn't be going through all
They
that
wouldn't be
effort.
stressed.
They wouldn't be stressed.
That was not chinja Biden. That was a direct result of, oh my God, this guy might cook our noodle.
Exactly.
We gotta fix it.
It's the same way in South Africa where people try to reduce influencer Jacob Zuma. People try to say, and then you come.
The facts on the ground
you
are
get
showing
surprised.
this.
And when we have the conversation, when we talk about developing Zimbabwe, let's be honest. Let's be honest with ZANU-PF. When you try to act like ZANU-PF, aitorina vanhu vanoida. You're lying to yourself.
That's the first era.
When you
First era.
When you try reduce vanhu vari muZANU-PF kuti vanhu vari muZANU-PF madofo.
Second era.
And probably the most fatal. Hakuna madofo anoita hold on to power for 44 years.
Hakuna. It's just that simple.
When we and when you now enter and say Nelson Chamisa, all these lies that we tell ourselves to comfort, those these long protracted conversations that lead to nothing. Because
I must spit. I must sweep up. Yeah. My bars. Yeah. That's.
Let's just be honest. My facts. Kana munhu ane capital yake kana ane capital kuti wangu. Uri kurasika ndoka apa. Isusu we honor you because une vanhu iwo. But ngatichigadzira messaging yako.
Exactly. Let's fix this.
Let's fix this message.
People believe in you.
Let's compromise. What you need?
Vanhu vanokubelieve handit. But uri kuposhera vanhu nemessaging yako.
What's the messaging?
But let's.
What's the compromise?
How are we going to?
What's the compromise?
Because God right now.
Zvekuda kuzoti hauna ningirikini.
No.
Makutonyepa. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 hours.
Mazvinzwa. Zviri pano zvikukutu.
Let's end on I recently came across this young lady's music. Incredible. Tammy Moore released a new album.
Oh, yeah.
Which at first I was like, because, I there's a certain way I was raised on, a certain sound.
I need a weed.
Okay, yeah, but so I was raised on a certain Tammy Moyo. You know, over the years you get used to a certain sound, and this album sounded very different. So I was a little bit, but then the more I listened to it, I was like, you know what? She cooked.
She might be.
You know, so we'll get into it on the next episode. But ladies and gentlemen,
Because I've been wanting to get into discuss Tammy.
Yeah, we'll get into
it. Yeah.
So
Because I don't want to tell her.
Yeah. But we might have our own. I mean, I like the sound that is coming out. This is Atenda Chinks. I don't know whether she's the daughter of Chinks Chingera. By the time we release the next episode, I'll have that information for you.
Fire.
But this is a tune called Lockdown. Ladies and gentlemen, very outlandish opening line though. Lockdown.
Why you playing me with it when you're not there?
No da.
Normally I don't cheat. I don't text everyone on the DM because I never cheat.
What do you think?
Slapper.
Yeah?
Normally I don't cheat. What do you mean?
Don't
No, you okay?
That 2 weeks.
Dear 2 weeks.
Go message
Normally I don't cheat.
But
Svika. Akazvina handubva unoweka mapower lines onzi nowhere akusitiri ubva kugraph nejombo reo.
Siya Jumbo. Ndoshitupa. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Black and Forth. I've been
Slapper.
Andy.
On the other side.
Yeah. Welcome. This is Black and Forth. 2 black kings and we got that sauce. They don't really make them like we no more. Back to Teddy that cause we know more than anybody you know. Jokes. Kova chango shika madiko madikos. Pano pakazada my friends nema ops munu wese adi welcome. This is Black and Forth.